Alright, I got another Gary Yourofsky video here. I got a lot of notes. It looks like I'm almost done though with my notes here. So maybe this will be the last video? Um, okay, so Gary Yourofsky. Okay, so here's uh, another it's a quote, but it's in relation to the Holocaust and humane slaughter. So it's dealing with Nazis. I think he might have been. I think this might be a quote from Goebbels. I think is how Gary puts it. So okay. So there's these Nazis that are killing these Jewish children, and one of the soldiers is um, is pulling one of the children by the hair as they're executing them, leading them to be executed. They're being rough and they're pulling the child by the hair. And then Goebbels, it might be here, stops the soldier and says, "No, don't do that. Don't pull them by the hair. Kill them in a nice way." So that goes back to the idea of humane slaughter. Kill them in a nice way. They're going to be killed, but make sure you treat them nicely right before you murder them. I don't have the note on here, but there was another thing I wanted to say about this. It's related to that. Uh, Gary makes the point, as others do, that there is no such thing as humane slaughter. And he says how I think he puts it the only humane slaughterhouse is the empty slaughterhouse. I think that's how he puts it. Because they don't exist. It's a building of hell. If you don't believe that, just watch a slaughterhouse video. Ask yourself, would I like to be in the position of the pig there? Or the chicken? Or the cow? And then it looks like I just have one more point here. Um, Status quo. Now this is something. It's a It's a Latin phrase, which means the state in which, and that's something that I first heard on. I think I brought this point up before. Maybe it was one of the Earthling Ed videos. Status quo. I remember talking about this before. Status quo. So this is the first time I heard this was on the documentary, Metallica documentary, Some Kind of Monster. It's okay, I can repeat myself. Status quo. So it means the way things are now, the condition or state of affairs that currently exists. The condition or state of affairs that currently exists. So that's how it is in the world with the animal agriculture, and people don't generally like change. Um, they don't they don't like the changing of that status quo. They want things to stay as they are because it's more comfortable that way. People don't like counterculture. People don't like new ideas. So there's this thing that I've heard um, from Freely. Freely's made this thing about new ideas and but I think Gary puts it as injustice. So when new ideas are brought about to counter the status quo uh, that are in actuality injustices um, like slavery, discrimination. So it goes through three stages here, and I'm not sure if I have the middle stage right. I remember. So the first stage is ridicule, when there's a new idea brought to the masses that opposes the status quo um, of the way things are. It's met with ridicule. People don't want to accept it. And then this middle one, I'm not sure, 100% sure, but it sounds right that it's met with it's so first it's ridicule and then it's denial. People don't want to believe it. If that's not the correct middle stage, it works for me. Denial, because there was this one time where I when I found out about the how the dairy industry is set up, where the uh, when the calves are taken away from the mother cow, when the baby is taken away from the mother cow, the what happens lots of times is, well, sometimes they're shot. I've seen footage of that. Uh, the point is they don't want the calf to take the milk from the mother cow because how the dairy industry is set up, that milk is needed for human consumption. So the calf is taken away from the mother cow. Um, and what happens lots of times is that baby cow is sent to the veal industry. And I tried, I when I found this out, I tried telling someone else about it because this other person, like they were doing vegetarian, but they were still well, pescatarian, which is silly. Uh, Fish are not plants. Fish are animals. Why even bother with the pescatarian? Go. Vegan is the best way. Pescatarian is just silly. But they were still consuming dairy. So I tried letting them know about how the dairy industry, uh, it's the next the next step for the calf is the veal industry. So when you are consuming dairy, you are supporting the slaughter of the baby cow. So I told this person that. Well, I sent them the information online, and when I brought it up to them, they got angry with me. They said, "No, that is not true." And we were in a theater, so I was like, "Whoa, calm down." I wasn't saying calm down, but I was like, "What? We're in public here. Let's not draw attention to ourselves with all the yelling here." They said, but they're like, "No, that is not true." They were getting so upset that I would believe such a thing. How dare I? So they did not believe me. So there's the denial stage right there. And then the final stage of this three-stage thing about opposing the status quo is acceptance, which um, does not happen a lot of times. But like, so Gary Yourofsky, he um, in response to when someone asks, "Will the world ever be vegan?" He says that one day it will, because he says that injustice never lasts forever. Gary Yourofsky points out that it took hundreds of years for white people not to want to own black people in the United States, and it took many years for women to get the right to vote. So there you go. It takes us that long for it takes humans that long to treat other humans with respect, uh, not discriminating, not treating other humans as objects. So it's going to take a very long time for humans, probably take a very long time for humans to treat non-human animals with the respect that they deserve. And there's this one moment uh, in one of his lectures where Gary um, says how the people that are being discriminated against, like the people that want slavery abolished, and the women that want their equal rights, and all the other groups that feel are discriminated against, they go up to the people in charge who make the laws and such, the powers that be. They say, can we have our rights? Can we be treated equally? And Gary's response in the dialogue of this situation is no, no, you cannot have your equal rights. So he goes on, and like it takes a few times for the discriminated group. It takes a few times of being turned down and being told no, you will not have your equal rights, and then finally the powers that be would say, maybe, maybe, maybe you'll have your equal rights. We'll all sit down and talk about it. So that type of that kind of explains how the situation goes with how it takes so long for discriminated groups to get equal rights. So you can compare that to people trying to get animal rights. Okay, so that's the rest of my notes here. Yep, all done with the notes. Okay, I like doing notes. I think it helps. It helps a lot. Um, it gives me a chance to think about what I want to say, and something to refer to. So maybe not too much, because otherwise, if I don't have the notes, I notice how like sometimes I'm just kind of sitting here thinking, like what I want to say next, or how I want to put what I want to say. But if I have notes, it's right there for me, and to avoid the issue with like having a script and just reading everything off the script. Um, like it's good to have like quotes. I'll do the quotes if it's a quote, but like if it's just something that I want to like a topic I want to talk about with the notes, because it's just a note, it doesn't have to be full sentences. So I'll just like it'll be like shortened sentences or just like a phrase here or there. And I don't even have like proper punctuation, so it's not like if I had read it verbatim, it would sound weird. So that's why, yeah, I like having notes. And then I think when I do the notes, I'm doing the video uh, quicker. Like I'm speaking quicker. Okay. I don't know how often I would need notes for some things. But it's nice to have something to read off to, as long as I'm not just like reading off of a script the whole time. Anyway, okay. So I guess that's it for now with Gary Yourofsky. At least this video. I'll have some more Gary Yourofsky review videos after this one. Okay.